Hello vlog watchers, and hi from Matcha as well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess if we haven't met yet. This is Matcha. In this vlog we're just going to be doing a little bit of everything as usual, a little bit of reading and gaming, and I've got some reading updates to fill you in on. I mentioned in my last vlog that I am participating in Katie Colson's Sunrise on the Readathon, which is a Hunger Games themed readathon. So in this vlog, I've started the Hunger Games. This is the first book in the 3-book series. If you've read the Hunger Games, then you know. I read these when I was a teenager and I loved them at the time. I mean, they're pretty iconic for my generation. I think everybody's read them, but I haven't read them in a really long time. I've seen the movies a bunch of times, so I was really looking forward to rereading these, and I've been annotating as well. It's been fun to just revisit this nostalgic book that I read when I was younger and to kind of draw comparisons between this and the movies as well. So it's been really fun so far. It's also been emotional so far. I mean, I've already read this and I've seen the movies, so I know the emotional things that happen and I know what to expect, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. I've already cried during this one, you know, if you've read it, you know. And I expect I'm going to cry a lot more throughout this series. So the date today is the 18th, so I would really love to finish this today or tomorrow so I can count it for week 3 of the readathon. The Hunger Games are a bonus prompt all month so that they give you bonus points, but I would love to count these pages for my district. So that's book 1 that I'm working on. In my last vlog, I started Heartstopper Volume 4, and I haven't touched it since then, but I want to finish it again today or tomorrow so that I can count it for the readathon. Again, I'm probably about 60% into this one. That's book 2 I would love to finish in this vlog. And then this is one that I hauled in my last vlog. This is Skullface Bookseller Honda-san Volume 1. It's a manga, and it's pretty short. This one is really, really funny so far, and I'm definitely gonna... Oh, sorry, it's really shiny. I'm gonna show a lot of the clips in the b-roll of just some of the panels in this because the art is so fucking funny. Also, Mochi was in the back over there if you saw him. Oh god. Okay, see ya. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this one so far. I kind of picked it up on an impulse because I just thought the art was really interesting, and the cover, again, is really, really fun. I've been laughing so much at this, I just think it's so silly, and it's not like the most narratively complex manga by any means. It's more of just a silly, goofy time. But sometimes you just need a silly, goofy time. So that's book 3 that I'm working on. You know, granted, manga and graphic novels are really easy to get through, so they're not like impressive by any means. I'm gonna have some of my tea. So stay tuned for that and for my final thoughts on these 3, and we'll see what else we get up to. Maybe a little bit more gaming and maybe another bookish outing of some kind. So anyway, I'll see you in the next clip. See ya. Good morning. So I have a nail appointment in like 20 minutes, but the salon doesn't open until 9, so I'm just gonna sit here in the parking lot and chat about book updates because I haven't had a chance to vlog over the weekend. I just feel weird about vlogging when like my fiance is home, just because I don't want people to like hear me talking to a camera. I finished the Hunger Games several days ago at this point. Well, first of all, actually, I did my first live stream sprints ever, which was super exciting, and I'm really, really proud of myself for doing that. It was really scary. It was so much fun. I posted in the Sunrise on the Readathon Discord. I said, hey, I'm doing some live sprints. I think it was Friday, and I know a lot of people want to cram like Friday or Saturday for the like cutoff for the week. And so I was like, oh, okay, let me throw it in the Discord. So I did, and a bunch of people joined, like a bunch, like 10 to 15 people at one point, and it was really fun. It was so chatty, and I had a really great time just like talking with people and chatting about what we're reading and yapping about random stuff. It was just really fun. So I was really happy about that and really proud of myself for doing that because it was kind of scary and nerve-wracking, but it paid off. I had a really great time. And in that, I finished The Hunger Games and I finished Heartstopper Volume 4. So I'm going to do my thoughts on Heartstopper Volume 4 first, just because there's like really not much to say about it. I have a lot to say about it in terms of like what I took away from it and how I feel about it. But since it's Volume 4 and it's a graphic novel, like I can't really go too much into it, and I don't want to spoil too much about it because it does have a very emotional arc in this one. Even though it's part of the like emotional arc, I do want to just give like a disclaimer in case people are sensitive about it, but it does talk about eating disorders and self-harm. So if you do have sensitivity around that, I would be careful going into it, but it's not graphic by any means. It more is just talking about how Charlie is struggling with these things and how he is in therapy and working on himself and, all this kind of stuff. So I don't want to give anything away, but, just be advised that that's a part of the book. So I found this one to be really emotional, though. I think it was the most emotional volume of the graphic novel so far. So I definitely got teary-eyed at a few points, and it felt really relatable to me just with my struggles with my anxiety disorder. And not that I've had like the same level of dark thoughts, but I've had a lot of struggles mentally and feeling like I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be going through this anymore. And I think that what Charlie was going through and what he had learned and the lessons that he had taken away from his treatment, I think really they kind of struck home for me, So that's Heartstopper Volume 4. And then as far as the Hunger Games, I read 110 pages in the sprint and I finished the book. It was very fast-paced because that whole part of the book is the actual Hunger Games themselves. It was such a crazy experience reading it again after all these years and after seeing the movie several times, because it felt like I was seeing the movie in my head and drawing the parallels between the two. And of course, I think the book goes a lot more in depth, obviously, on Katniss's motivations and what she's kind of thinking to herself the whole time. It gives you a better sense of how she feels about Peeta and how it's not like she's just using him to get sponsors or to create a certain narrative with the Hunger Games. Obviously that's part of it because they're trying to survive. They have to do whatever they can to survive. I think the book just gives you so much more insight into how she operates and the thought process that she has and how she really truly does care for him, And like there's a degree of it obviously that's performative because it's about their survival, but she obviously does care about him, and I like that I got to see more of that in the book. Compared to the movie, of course. To those of you that have read it, the scene at the very end of the Hunger Games with the 3 remaining tributes. That scene is so much more disgusting and horrific than I remember it being when I was younger. And I think more horrific than the movie made it to be. Granted, I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I don't fully remember, but I feel like in the movie it happened very fast. It wasn't this prolonged, letting you sit with this horror kind of experience. I feel like it wasn't as prolonged in the movie. Like, they really drag out that scene, and it is awful. Just the way that she was describing the sounds of what was happening and how long it took, and the way that the person looked before the end. That was definitely kind of traumatizing, and I think I remember being kind of traumatized by it when I was a kid too. It's pretty brutal. I was really pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed this as much as I did now as an adult after reading it so many years later. In the beginning of the book, I struggled a little bit with just the writing style. It felt very like clipped and short sentences, and it kind of makes sense though, because Katniss is just in pure survival mode. She is literally just thinking about how to get from one day to the next, and she doesn't have any sort of hope or a glimmer of any sort of positivity in her life, really, aside from her family. Well, aside from her sister, really, because her mom kind of nah, she's not that nice, you know? It makes sense tonally in the beginning of the book. I'm personally just not a fan of sentences that are really, really short and really, really choppy feeling. I just prefer my writing to have a little more flow to it, you know? Pretty quickly, I was back into the nostalgia of it and kind of the comparison of like, this was what it was like when I was younger, and this is what the movie was like, and then this is what the book is like. Anyway, yeah, I'm really, really glad I read that, and I had a really great time with it. Sorry again if you can hear the AC. It's kind of tough vlogging in the car in the summer because, I mean, I don't want to sit here and sweat to death. Alright, so that's everything on book that I finished. As far as my reading plans for the rest of this vlog, I'm going to finish Skullface Bookseller Honda-san because I'm still not that far into that, but I didn't have a chance to pick it up during the sprints. I also went to the library the other day and picked up some books, so I'll put the B-roll probably after this clip. I might pick up one of those, potentially, maybe one of the shorter ones, and also this week's theme for the readathon is translated works. The way that the bonus points work for this prompt is that if it was published in its original language and then translated into whatever language you're reading it in, you'll get the bonus points as a translated work. So for example, I'm planning to read Walking Practice by Dolki Min, and that was written in Korean and translated to English. So I would love to pick that up. I've been looking forward to it for a while. It is a alien horror, I believe, and it's fairly short. I think it's only 170 something pages. So yeah, I'm gonna read that one, and then I think Skullface Bookseller would count as well because it was written in Japanese and translated to English. So that's another one I can count for translated work. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I might pick up Catching Fire, honestly, because that one's my favorite book in the series and I'm dying to read it. To be totally honest with you, I'm not super looking forward to Mockingjay just because I know that one is kind of the most like divisive in general. I think that Mockingjay has a lot of great character development in it, especially, you know, it's weird that this sticks out to me, but Effie. I love Effie in Mockingjay. I'm looking forward to it in the sense that it'll be nice to revisit the book, but I'm also, you know, I'm kind of dreading it a little because I know there's also some stuff about it that I just don't love, but I'm really excited for Catching Fire, so I want to pick that one up maybe this week. Anyway, my nail salon is about to open, and this was a perfect amount of rambling to give you all the updates that I had, so I will see you next time I have a reading update. Bye. Okay, ignore the really fucking terrible lighting right now and the angle, but I literally just finished Walking Practice by Dolki Min. It's like 160, 170 something pages, and I literally finished it in one sitting. I could not put it down. I put it down for just like a little bit to go have dinner, and then came back to finish it, and also sorry if you can hear Mochi, he's crying because he doesn't like to be away from me. I literally have like a headache right now from how much I was so laser focused into that book, and I don't even know how I feel about it. I literally don't even know how to feel. I wanted to vlog as soon as possible after finishing it because I just feel so profoundly confused. Just confused about my own feelings about the book because it was wildly experimental and thought-provoking. It was just truly not like anything I've ever read before, and that can be both a good thing and a bad thing in this case. I think that there are obviously aspects of it that are uncomfortable. That's the point. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable and to make you analyze these topics. It definitely needs to kind of marinate in my head, and I need to think over how I feel about it and what my conclusions about it are going to be, but I think it was a really, really interesting read and a really wild time. I think I'm pretty squeamish. Surprisingly, I was able to read it, but I will say I'm really happy we did not have meat for dinner tonight, because I don't think I'm going to see meat the same way for a while. I'm obviously going to talk way more in depth about it in my wrap-up for the month, but I'm really happy that I read this one for translated fiction. Based on the translator's note at the end of the book, I think that they did a really great job adapting it from Korean to English. I would say this was just like a very philosophical book in a lot of ways. I think it gets into a lot of really deep topics and it makes you think. It really pokes at your mind and wants you to be uncomfortable and wants you to analyze why you feel the way that you feel about the topics of this book. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget about this story, to be honest, and I think that's exactly what the book wants. That's exactly what our narrator wants. I really need to mull over my thoughts on this one before I finalize like my rating and do all of that, but I just wanted to vlog as soon as possible after finishing that because it was a really, really wild experience. I'm glad I read it even though it was really gross. So anyway, sorry about the quality on this clip. It's just, it's getting dark, it's getting late, and, front-facing camera on the floor in my bedroom, but I didn't really know where else to chat because my fiance is upstairs. Anyway, I just wanted to update on Walking Practice by Dolki Min, and that's one for translated fiction already this week, so hopefully I can get a few more under my belt. We'll see. last couple days of July now, and the Sunrise on the Readathon is almost over, so I think it's time to wrap up this vlog. I started another book for the Readathon, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in the last few days of July, and if I do finish it, I've already filmed my June wrap-up. I've already filmed my July wrap-up with all the books that I read this month, so even if I were to finish this one, I would probably just lie and put it in August because I don't want to refilm anything for the video. So I did start A Treacherous Curse, which is the third book in the Veronica Speedwell series. I picked this up from my library the other day, which you saw in one of the clips from earlier. I'm about 25% into it. I think that the beginning of this one, and kind of the beginning of most of these books, tends to just be a little slow because they have to build up what the setup is going to be for the mystery. I'm not surprised that it's taking me a little while to get invested into it, since that has happened with the other two. But now that we're starting to get the mystery and we're setting up who's involved in this case and where they're going to be going, and kind of like the general atmosphere and the vibe for this book is very Egyptian focused. I expect we're going to see some archaeological sites, we're going to see some excavations, we're going to see some artifacts, probably some cursed locations or items and or people maybe, so we'll see. I really enjoyed the mystery from the second book, which I think was called like A Perilous Undertaking. I might be wrong, I'll put the photo over here somewhere. I really liked the second book. That's my favorite so far in the series. So I am looking forward to getting to this mystery and seeing where it goes. I've also started reading this in a different vlog, which is for another video project. You'll have to stay tuned for that one. So you will hear about this in a different vlog in more depth. That's all I've got for reading updates, and as far as gaming updates go, I really haven't been doing much besides playing World of Warcraft and Palia, which has been my current obsession lately. I've just been kind of enjoying the cozier, grindier kind of game that I can just put on and like watch videos while I play, so that's kind of what I've been up to. One thing that I showed in this vlog that I haven't talked about yet is this demo for a game called Demon School, and we watched a little bit of gameplay about it at PAX East, which is a video game convention, and I really liked the vibe of it and the kind of unique combat style, and then also the music and the art is amazing. So when we got back, I downloaded the demo and I kind of let it sit in my library for a while. I didn't touch it. As soon as I launched into the game, I was like, yeah, I want to film this because it is just so gorgeous, and I really was vibing with the music and the art style, especially when combat initiates and the scene kind of transforms into the new like combat layout. But yeah, I haven't really been doing a lot of RPG gaming or anything like that. I need to finish Persona 3 Reload because I got really far into that game, which by the way, it's a remaster of Persona 3. I was really enjoying Persona 3 Reload, and I think that it's a very loyal remaster, and I think that it is so fun to play, and it's just nostalgic to go back to that game. So I really need to finish it because I got so far into it, and then I think I got stuck, or maybe I lost some progress in a dungeon and like had to go way back. I did order the second and third volume of the Persona 5 Mementos mission manga, which I read the first one in for another reading vlog. So maybe I'll just have to do like a Persona themed vlog, a mini vlog at some point, and read those two volumes, finish the Mementos mission series, and finish Persona 3 Reload, who knows. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and thank you for hanging out with me. It means a lot that you're here, and if you did enjoy this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. What is this sideways wave anyway? See ya. You cannot lick my sunscreen off. Stop licking my arm. Matcha. You cannot eat sunscreen. You can't.